Okay, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to this workshop on Introduction to CTF. Now, today's topic is one of the most important topic in the field of learning and getting into the field of cybersecurity fast. Okay, so let us begin with a small presentation about what is a CTF and why this CTF is important and all. So, uh, basically, something about our company. Our company ISOEH Indian School of Anti-Hacking is a auditing company in the field of information security. It has also a training branch called Indian School of Ethical Hacking, which has already been working for the last 11 years in this industry, right? Now these are some of the clients we have worked on, like Bandhan Bank, Bengal Energy, others, right? Now coming to today's topic. So today's topic will be a very practical based approach how to get into CTF and all the things required to get into CTF, right? So first of all, let us start with what is CTF. So basically CTF stands for capture the flag, and these are special kind of information security challenges. Okay, means in each CTF challenge you get a task to perform to break into infrastructure or a web application. Anything you get, you have to break into that. You will get a flag, that is a flag.txt or a proof.txt. You have to submit that flag to the admin of the CTF and you will get some points, right? And this is the most interesting thing that I can that is present in this day, right? So according to the types of CTFs, there are four types mainly. These are jeopardy style CTFs, attack defense CTFs, boot to root CTF, and mixed CTF. Now, what is a jeopardy style CTF? In a jeopardy style CTF, what happens is you get multiple challenges accordingly. You have to you will get each and every challenges in a separate manner. You have to solve one of the challenge, and for that you will get a particular flag, right? In an attack defense scenario, it is something what we do in our real life, which is called a red team blue team scenario. A team will be there who will be defending the server, and a team will be there who will be doing attack against the server. Okay, right? And the one who wins, who are able, if the defensive team get to defend the server properly, they get the flag and they win the CTF challenge. If the attacking team is able to break through the defensive maneuver, they get the flag and they win the CTF. Now coming to the third type of CTF, which is called boot to root CTF. In this type of scenario, what happens, you get a particular machine, a vulnerable machine, and in that vulnerable machine you have to start up the machine, get into the machine with a normal reverse shell, then you have to get to the root or the administrative level user and get a flag of that particular user, right? And the third type is a mixed type CTF challenge, where all of the above CTFs are being shown to you, and you have to get perform all the different types of attacks accordingly. Now, why CTF, right? In this particular industry, why CTFs are taken such seriously, right? So the main idea of getting into CTF is to get the concept of various challenges, right? Something like reverse engineering, network protocols, programming, cryptography, web security, exploit development. So we get an idea of very vast area in this field, right? And we have just only one goal in this CTF challenge, is to just solve this puzzle and develop our skill, right? So what happens is, in the time of learning, what happens that most of the time we do not get a very good idea where to begin from. Means we do not have a path to follow, and because this field, in the field of cybersecurity, this is a very large domain, there are different parts that you have to learn. So in while getting into CTF, you will get this idea that what are the things you need to practice, which things you can learn most, and what are the new technologies that have developed. You will get the idea of this, because we just can't go to a company, ask them that I want to perform a VAPT on you to just develop my skill. For just the purpose of developing my skill, we just can't approach a company like that, right? So this is why CTFs are important. But nowadays you can find a huge amount of CTF competitions that are going on, that provide something like a different certification course for free, different prize monies, certificates, all these things. So nowadays CTFs has become turned into an industry itself, and we can find that CTF competition, when you get to a CTF competition, if you win that CTF competition, if you are good enough, a company might hire you also, right? Now coming to the other point, like after solving each challenge you get challenge points depending on the difficulty of the task. There are many competitions that are being held in the North Bengal. This year we have started a CTF challenge called Ground Zero Hackathon. This is the sole CTF competition that is being held in North Bengal, over here in Siliguri, right? So you can join here to participate. You get very good idea, and the main motive of these things, what we do is to build a community of cybersecurity professionals and enthusiasts, which we can help around each other, right? Now you can also find high level of CTF competitions in this site called ctftime.org, right? Now 3 reasons why we play CTF. Practice makes perfect. Means this is the sole motive we play CTF, right? Because we get a very good idea of what we need to do in this particular field, and the thing is that we need to practice. Like most of you guys, I think you are from a computer science computer science background. If you know that if you don't practice a particular program, or you don't practice a particular language on a regular basis, you might forget what are the proper syntax in that language. So this is the same scenario what we face in this field of cybersecurity, and if we don't practice and don't develop our skills properly, so we might forget what are the things. The second point is that we get exposed to things that we won't learn otherwise. Like see, if we get into the field of security, the basic kind of security flaws of a particular website are something like cross-site scripting, SQL injection. But nowadays those type of attacks are mostly obsoleted, right? Because most of the developers know that their site might be vulnerable to this kind of CTFs, right? These kinds of attacks. So what we do is that we need to learn other things, like what is a JWT, JSON Web Tokens, and like what are the different type of authentication bypass we can do. These things we get to learn while playing CTFs. So CTFs are designed in such a way that we learn different things, and what we won't learn when we read a book, right? And the last point is flexible, right? Because what I told you earlier was that in this field we just cannot go to a company, ask them that give me your access to your server, that so that I can practice in your server, right? That is not possible in this day. So for that purpose you need a particular lab setup or a particular machine over where you can practice and develop your skill. So it is very flexible if you play CTFs. Now I have got a very good question over here that practice CTF, is it help to proceed in real life scenario? So according to this question, I would like to say I have put this in this presentation that see, CTF sometimes do not provide us a real life scenario for a hack, but it helps to learn in a new technique, right? It will provide you different attack vectors, but it will not provide you a real life scenario where you have to simulate an attack on a vulnerable machine. Okay, so for that we have something called pen testing lab or penetration testing lab, where we get the very good idea about what we need to do in a real life scenario. So these are some useful resources uh, which you can check out. So on the left hand side you can find all the capture the flags events over like CTF time, root me, over the wire, Monterey hack this site. And on the right hand side these are some pen testing labs you can find, hack the box, try hack me. Most of the sites are free, but some of the sites you need to pay a subscription for that, right? Now here we come to the interesting part of our presentation today, a live demo on a particular vulnerable machine which I have downloaded from this site vulhub. So the name of the machine is ridiculously easy version 1. You can find this machine on this particular site vulhub, and we are going to perform our live CTF demo on this machine, right? So for this particular workshop what we did is that we have created a little quiz after this challenge, after this workshop. I will show you, I will share that link to that particular quiz. You have to solve this the particular quiz, so I will request you to take a note of each and everything what we are going to perform right now. Okay, that will be a very good thing to do because you might learn something new. For this particular presentation what we need to do is we are using a So for this particular live demo, we are going to use a Kali Linux machine to hack into that particular vulnerable machine that we have got. Okay, now first what we need to do in this kind of scenario, we need to find where is the vulnerable machine, right? So here are some different tools that you can use to find that particular vulnerable machine. Okay, these are something like ARP scan. Okay, you can use this particular machine to you can use this particular program to search that particular machine, or there is other tool called net discover, right? You can use this also. And now we are going to, for this particular example, I am going to show you using nmap. Okay, so let us find out the vulnerable machine first. Let us search for that particular machine now. Now these are many IPs that we got from here. Particularly I have already figured out that this is the IP that we need to perform this attack on, because to save this time we can perform different types of scans, like a host discovery scan over here, to figure out that which is the particular machine that we need to attack on. To save some time, I already figured that this is the IP address that we need to attack on. So let us just cross check if this particular IP address is working or not. So I will just open my Firefox browser to go to this vulnerable machines web page. Okay, so now we can see a web page is being hosted over here. Now step by step we are going to perform all the attacks we need to do over here. Now starting from what I like to do, always when I begin in start a CTF, I create a folder. Okay, naming for this particular example, let it be workshop, right? So I created the folder, and over here the first thing I do, I create a directory for all my scans. To keep things simple, because I need to figure out each and every scans and look the scans each and every time. So what I do, I just keep a output file of each and every scan that I am performing. Okay, so first of all, we are going to perform a basic nmap scan. So nmap with the verbose mode on, with the default service version scan and a default script scan, the IP address of that particular machine, and let me keep this output nmap. Okay, let the scan complete, then we will just enumerate our scan result. Now the main thing after this performing a basic nmap scan is to figure out what are the services running behind this particular machine on different ports, and figuring out what we can do with that particular services, right? Like for this example, FTP server is running on port 21. It is showing anonymous login. We will see that what is an anonymous login, what we can do with that. A SSH service is running, port 80 is running a HTTP server, port 9090 is also running a HTTP server, right? So now what we do is, let us start one by one with all these ports. Okay, so let us begin with port number 21. Okay, because this is showing that we can log into onto the particular port using FTP. What we can do, we can use this command line tool called FTP. Let me clear the screen out once. Clear. So let me use this tool FTP. After that, we just need to put this IP address of that particular machine, what we want, where we want to access. FTP is not installed, I think. Okay, let me do one thing. Just wait for a second. So what I am going to do, because this machine is an old version of Kali, I am logging into other SSH, login through SSH to another version of Kali, and from there we are going to use this particular FTP. So let me check. Okay, so what we can do, we are going to perform all this scan using this machine, right? Now let us start one by one. So let us begin with FTP. The FTP with the IP address. So here, because anonymous login was allowed in this particular machine, what we can do, we can just write anonymous, and we do not need to specify any password. Okay, it will show that we have logged in successfully. Let us check out what are the files present over here. We can find that there is already we got our first flag using this method. So what I need to do, I cannot open a text file over here in the FTP server. I need to get this file, so I just write get, then okay, let us check that if we got the flag or not. The first time the file was not downloaded because I didn't put all the letters in caps. So let us check if it is downloaded right now. So we can see that the flag has already been downloaded. So if we just cat this particular flag, we can see that we got our first flag which was carrying 10 points. right? So this is how we got our first flag. Now in another terminal, let us just see what our results were. Okay, so what happened, we got our first flag using the FTP server which was running over here. Now what we can do, we can do a brute force on this SSH server, but for that we need a username list and a password list, okay, which we do not have right now. After that we can do a directory brute forcing attack on port 80, and also we can visit this port 9090. So I am finding this port 9090 because this is a very uncommon port. Let us first visit this particular port. Okay, for visiting this port, we need to put this IP address with just a simple colon. We need to define the port number. Okay, it is showing that the connection because due to a self-signed SSL certificate. Okay, see, just getting into a very unknown port, we got our second flag, which is also carrying a flag over here. Okay, which is carrying a 10 point, and we already got 20 points just by doing an anonymous login and just visiting a unknown port number. Means a very uncommon port now, because you won't find a port like 9090 running on a particular server, right? Now let us go get back to our terminal once again. So we already done our enumeration of this FTP server. We have checked the 9090 port. We have already got a flag over there. Now what we need to do, we can do is that we can just do a brute force attack on this particular port 80. For that we can use different type of tools, like there is dub, the Nikto. We can use those. So let me use both of these tools. We will use Nikto. Nikto is a very good type of automated tool where you can search about all the hidden directories and also find out some vulnerabilities which were there. Okay, now let me define the URL I want to search. Okay, now we can see that it is showing us a directory that we can visit, a directory called passwords. So let us do the same thing. So it is running on port 80, so we do not have to define this. Now we got a password.html. Let us open this page over here, and we got another flag, right, with another 10 points. So let us do one thing. Let us save all this point to keep a record how many point we collected, right? So the first flag we got from our FTP server. So let me copy this flag. This was the first flag that we got. Okay, we got this first flag from FTP. We got our second flag from the particular service which was running on port 9090. Let us just copy that flag also. Okay, we got the two flags. Let us save this file. Okay, the other flag we got from that particular directory. Let us visit that directory, which was the password directory, and we got a flag.txt over here also. Let us copy this file also. Okay, we already got 3 flags and we have 30 points in our hand, right? This was a very easy thing. Now let us enumerate a little more. We got a password.html file also, which was here. So how clever, the real password is called password.html. You have done really naughty, look at me, entry. Let us visit this page source if something is, see. So this is a very good thing to do while you are playing a CTF, because I've already told you this, always there is a real chance that you might not find these things in a real life scenario, right? So this is the fun part in CTF, that we get to find all these things, right? Commented HTML text over here in this file, which is telling us the password is winter. So let us just copy this thing, which we can need afterwards. Okay, so what we can get now, let us go back to our Nikto result. Let us see which other things we are getting from there. Okay, we only got 2 files, we didn't got anything else. So after this, what I would like to do is that I will also run a proper directory brute forcing attack on this, right? So for that I will use a tool called derb, and I will just give it the URL to search. For this case, the URL is the IP address. Now we can see that it has found a different directory called a CGI bin. We already got this particular password, and it is showing that there is a txt robot.txt file also, where we can find different entries of other directories. So let us begin with this robot.txt, because we might find some other directories over there also. Okay, so over here what we got is that there is another folder or a file called root shell.cgi. So let us just visit this. Let us see if we find something interesting or not over here. Okay, so we didn't found anything interesting under construction, right? Let us go back to over here. So here is an interesting thing, that this a small input box is given, over here where we can do a traceert on any machine's IP address. So we'll come to this part lately after other enumerations, because I would like to show you a very interesting thing which you can get in a real life scenario over here. Okay, so let us go back to our other result that we got from this derp scan. So there was a folder called CGI bin. Let us check that particular folder if we get anything or not. So we do not have a permission because it was 403, I guess. It was 403, so we didn't get any permission, right? Now what we can do, let us go back to that particular traceert what we got from there. Okay, now what a tracer tool basically does is that if we just put a IP address over here, any IP address, and do a particular trace, it is not working. It's supposed to work like this. It would show us a particular the trace route to this particular address. I don't know why it is not working right now. Okay, what we can do, we can check for something called a command injection, right? So for that what we need to do, we need to bypass the first argument given to it, because if we see what happens in this particular traceert command, if we do something like if we perform something command like this, so it is showing us a gateway of the router and what is the distance between how many routers are between the targeted host, right? So it is supposed to show something like that. So what we can do is, if we put a semicolon after that, if we put any command after that also, we can see that if that command is getting executed, right? So if this input field is not verified, not sanitized properly, we can perform this particular attack called command injection. Okay, so this is the thing that you learn from CTF. You learn a different technique, like you get to learn a new technique called like command injection, right? You get to learn a very new topic is called command injection. So let us check if this command injection is getting possible over here or not. Let us check. See, now you can see that command injection is getting worked. We find that that we are able to see that what are the file present is this particular directory. So what we can do also, we can check which directory this file is getting hosted on. So this file is getting hosted on var www cgi bin, and if we try to perform something like this, we see in Linux system, for getting output of any file, we write a command called cat. Okay, if I create a text file, let me create a text file like something like this, any file. Okay, I created a file. If I need to, if you can see that the file has been created, impt file. So if I need to see what is inside the file, I need to use this command called cat. So if I do impt, it will show the output. So what we can do using this command, we can just leverage our attack vectors. Like we can just check what is inside the passwd file. This passwd file, what is that? It has all the information about all the users in this particular machine. Okay, so let me do a command injection. See, so it is just showing us a cat because we just inserted that cat command, right? So over here what we can do is that we can use another command to view the file, that is called the head command. Okay, so head, then etc pass wd. Not working on this head command. Let me check which uses authority I have in this particular machine. So we do not have particular authority in this machine. That's why we are not getting any output. So let me try this thing once more. Let me check with the tail command. See, the head command was not working, so by using the tail command we found out what are the things inside that it pass wd file. So here we can find that there is a username like Rick Sanchez, Morty, Summer. So let us keep a note of all these users. This might be helpful in a brute forcing attack. Just guys, can you just reply that am I audible or not? Okay, so we got this particular usernames that we can use for a particular brute force attack. Let me just keep these usernames. Now what the next thing we can do, because there is a command injection vulnerability present over here, we can get a reversal from this particular address. So for that I need to figure out which method I am going to use. So first of all, let me check, is there any netcat executable present over there? Okay, so let me check that first. So we can see that a netcat is present over there, so we can, using netcat, we can perform to get a reversal, right? Or so for this you can to get any reversal from a particular type of tool like netcat, python, anything, bin bash also, what we can do, we can visit this site called pentester monkey. Okay, we'll get this site pentestermonkey.net. okay, there we'll find lot of reversal cheat sheet. Okay, for a particular thing which for a particular, like we search netcat over there, we can find what is the particular netcat command that we need to use to get the cell back from there. Okay, right? Now let me just copy this command. Okay, visit this page. Let me write the whole thing once again, because I think it was not working without this IP address at first. Let me just paste this command. Okay, now let me check out what is my IP address, and let us create a listener in my IP address, right? So let me open a new terminal over here. So let me check my IP address. My IP address is 100.18, and let me create a listening port on 1234. Okay, in real life scenario you won't use this kind of ports like 1234. You will use something like 443, because these are the port that help us to bypass a firewall. Okay, firewall rules. So let me just create a normal listener on 1234, and let me get this IP address. I just need to change this IP address over here to make it work. Okay, let me check. Let me check if I got any reversal or not. No, we didn't got a reversal. So I think because we are using we are getting the access of the www.data, we are not getting a user's access. We won't be able to use this netcat to get a cell. What we can do, we can use something called a bash script to get a reversal connection over there. Okay, so let me do the same with using bash. I will try to get a reversal. So let us go back over here. So because bash is always present in every Linux system, so I will use this particular bash thing. Let us get back over here. Over here you can see that most of the things I am doing is based on trial and error, because each and every type of attack vectors you might not know and you might not remember also, because there are many types of attack vectors that are present. So in a real life scenario we do the same thing. We figure out a particular way to get into a system, and we find different things, different possible method to get a reversal. Like the first of all, we didn't got the reversal from here. I think it is blocking this particular port. So let me change this port to 443 and try to get a reversal. Oh, I didn't change this IP. Let us check one more time. It's still not capturing any IP address, not getting a reversal. So let us check if we can do a bind cell on this or not. So it is, I think it has the NC has started. Let us try to connect using our netcat. Connection refused. So I think there is some kind of problem with this reverse shell. So what we'll do, we'll figure out how to get the reversals. I think our internal router is blocking this connection, right? So what we can do is, let us do some more enumeration on this topic, right? Okay, so we got some username and password. We can try to brute force using that username and password in the FTP, okay, because we already got FTP. So for this I am using a GUI tool called Xhydra, so you can use the command line version of that also. So let me put the particular machine's address over here, then the port number of FTP is 21, the service protocol is FTP. Now I need to give a list, so let me just make a list of all the password, all the usernames. So let me just create this. I save the usernames over here. Okay, let me cross check if the username was created successfully. It was created successfully. Now there was only one password we got, that was winter, so we are going to try to brute force using this one password only. Okay, so let us do that thing. So let us give a list over here, users, open. So we got the list and the password was winter over here. So let me use this particular password. Okay, now let us start the attack, and if we get a particular match, see, just starting this attack we got a match as summer as the login name and winter as the password. So before before using the same thing, what we did was we did a anonymous login on the FTP server. For that we got only one one flag over there. Okay, now what we can do is try to log in using the password and username what we got over here. So let me do that. The FTP, then our IP address we want to connect to, the username was summer, password was winter. Okay, I think the summer was, the S was capital. Summer, password was winter. Okay, so only because FTP was case sensitive, I didn't put the S on caps. So after just putting the S on caps, I got the access to the system. So let us just ls. We can see that we got other flag, one other flag over here. So let us get this flag. So if I get the flag, the other flag will also be overwritten, I think. So okay, so we can see that we have got another flag over here which also carries 10 points. So let me copy this, let me keep a note of this also. Okay, okay, so what we basically, the point of showing this type of CTFs over here is that what are the different attack vectors that you learn. We found that we can do a simple anonymous login using the FTP server. If we found the anonymous login is allowed, we can also do a brute force attack over the FTP server, and we can also find the login credentials by just doing enumeration over the system. So these are the thing that we need to learn. So the main motive is the simple thing of getting understanding this type of attack vectors, like the FTP one, the anonymous login, brute forcing over a FTP, finding different directories where we can find sensitive data, getting a code execution, code injection vulnerability in that particular web server which was running. Okay, so these are the things. I'm not going to show you each and every flags in this particular example. I'm just going to show you what are the things that we can learn just for this particular to get into the field of playing CTF, right? Now what we can do, that I think we have already completed most type of attacks over here. The types of attack we can get. I want to show you one different thing, that nmap result doesn't show all the ports which are running the things. Okay, if I just see this last scan result, see we are only getting 1 2 3 4, only 4 ports running that is being shown, but there are 65,335 ports that are available in a particular machine. So what we need to do, we always need to find this other ports also. So for that, what I will suggest, because that might help to see that we can figure out other services or from there, and we can try to attack those services that we didn't know. Okay, so always do these things. If we don't get, if you are stuck in a particular thing, like we got over here, we have got all the particular flags from FTP server, we got some flags from the web server, we have collected different flags. Now if you have got stuck that you didn't find anything and you are not getting access, what we can do, we can just do a full port scan. Okay, for that what we need to do, we need to give a flag called p-p. Okay, this will perform a full port scan over this particular IP address. So let us check what we get from there. Now we can see that we have some other high ports that are also running, which we didn't find in our last scan. So let us check which services these ports are running. So we can just use netcat to enumerate these services. So 100.27, then the first port 13337. Okay, see, we suddenly got a different very simple flag by just scanning all the high level ports, and we found a unknown service running, and just connecting it with netcat we found another flag, right? So these types of thing you won't get in a real life scenario, but you got to learn a new thing, that not always running a basic nmap scan won't show you all the port which are available that you can test on, right? So when we run a full port scan, we got another flag. Now getting back to this particular 52s, so let me just connect over here. Okay, so see, SSH service is running over here. So what we can do using the SSH, I think we can connect to this. So let us try with the credentials we got, like the summer with the S capital @ the IP address on port this. So the connection was closed. Let us just connect. Now it is not allowing us. Let me just check with Nimas. Let me not getting a particular access over here. So we'll find out a different method how to access this particular port. So this is a type of thing that you will get, that you find a different uh, learning path over here. So there was other port opener. Let us check this port once more, this last port, and let us check if we get any information from here or not. Okay, see, so we got a reverse shell over here also. Who am I? See, so this was a very easy machine where there was a reverse shell which was already running in the background, we didn't know about. And if we just do a netcat connection to that particular port, we found that we are getting a root access in that particular machine, right? So these are the things that you need to always check, that if it is working or not, right? Now we can figure out all the flags. We can just find flags like, first of all, what we need to get a basic shell. Let us do this. I think there is Python is not available. Let me cross check. Python is not available. Let me check if Python 3 is not available. Python 2 is not also available. So when we are not getting, let us just check this directory and check which directory we are in. So we are in a particular directory called root, the roots directory, in a folder called black hole, and we got a file like flag.txt. Okay, we got another flag from this. Just connect to this unidentified server. Let us copy this, save this thing over here. Okay, now let us get a directory back. So we only have permission to this particular directory, we cannot go back over here. Let us try again to get into that SSH service. So let me just close this connection. Let me just try. The connection is not being allowed. I don't know why this connection is not being allowed. I think I am doing something wrong. I think I'm already connected to a SSH service, that's why I'm not getting access over here. Let me just disconnect from here. So let me try again from this. So I think this machine has crashed or something like that, because of which this is not working. We can specify the port like this also. This work. Oh, now it's working. Okay, so let me check the see. Just log in into using the credential which we got from the brute force attack on the FTP. We saw that the username and password was summer and the password was winter, and using the same credentials we got a login to this particular SSH. Okay, so let us see which are the files we can get. See, we already got another flag. See, again we before that we found that cat was not working. So what we need to do, we can do head. Okay, we got another flag from here. Let us copy this flag and save this also. Okay, so what, how many points we got? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. We almost got 70 points by just enumerating all the unknown ports and all these things. Right, now let us check. Just let me do some enumeration over here. So we didn't have anything important. Let us get back. So there is a folder called Rick Sanchez. Let me get to that filter. So there is another folder. This folder does not contain anything. Let me ls2, not a flag. Let me just cat this thing. So cat won't work. Let me have to do the head again. Okay, so this was not a flag. Okay, let me go back again. Let me get, there was another folder in Rick. Sir, sir, charger ta down. Okay, there was another folder over here, I think Rick's safe. Let me visit this folder. I might find something over here. Okay, so I think this is a executable file, a ELF executable file. These are basically exe file for Linux. Like we have exe file for Windows, for Linux we have ELF executable files that we can just run on this. Okay, so let me do this, run this file. So it's showing us permission denied. Okay, so what we can do, why the permission is denied? Let us check if we get anything else from here. If this might, okay, this won't work over here. Let me get back. Okay, there was another directory, Morty. Let me get into this directory. So we have some journal.txt safe password.jpg file over here. So what we can do, we can we cannot open this JPEG file, right? So there is a method called steganography, where we can hide a any type of string in a particular file. Okay, so what we can do for that, we can write strings. Okay, strings, then name of the file. String is also not working. The strings is also not working. There is no Python, the strings is not working. What we can do, let me think, what are the other things we can do from here. We can try to copy this file. See, SPC is allowed, so what we can do, we can try to copy this file. So let me just for copying this file, I need to specify the path, safe dot, then root @ so this is a method through SSH we can copy a file, and after this we need to provide a folder. It's not able to transfer also. The save file was not also running, right? So cp, let me try this once more. Let me check the permission on this. This file is owned by root. You can try it once. I think the machine has crashed, that's why the file transfer is also not working. That was the problem we are facing, I think. because ping is not showing anything. Let us perform this nmap scan once again to check. It is showing the scan result, but the ping is not allowed. How? Now it is working. Let us try to copy the thing once again. So ls, the name of the file was so what I need to do, I need to turn on my SSH service first. Okay, now we can, I think we will able to transfer the file. The last time the machine crashed, I think that's why we didn't got the transferred file. So now I think we will able to transfer the file. Let us check this, try it once. Yes. Again. Let me do one more thing. Let me try this out like this. Let me transfer this file to the other Kali machine which I am running on a different laptop. Okay, let me cancel. I need to use the user as Kali, so we can try to access this particular thing from that machine. Okay, the file has been transferred. Now let me go back to my home machine, SSH into the other Kali machine which I am running. You logged into the machine. We have copied the file into the temp directory. Let me check the file. Okay, so we got this safe.password, and I think over here strings, the strings tool is allowed. So see, there are different ways we can find. We might get anything important over here. So using this string method is a very good thing. See, in this particular thing, what we got, a file for this particular, the other zip file that was there, it has a password. So let me just copy this and let me keep a note of this. Okay, so we can just unzip that particular file using this password. Okay, so let us go back to that machine. So unzip, then journal. Okay, it's asking for the password. Let us just copy the password. It's again showing password denied. Let me copy this file also to my machine. I think this machine is having some trouble to run all this kind of things. The SPC, I will also copy this journal.zip to my Kali machine. Let me get back to this machine. We got that zip file. Let us try to open this file. Unzip. The name of the file is journal.txt. MEESWK. Okay, so the password was correct over here. I think all these tools are not working on that particular machine, so I copied this machine, the files into my machine, then I'm running all these things. Let me check out. We got a journal.txt over here. Let us cat the content. See, so we got some interesting thing that so Rick told me use secret, he finished flags and all these things. Was the password was safe or the password to the safe? So I think it is telling us that we already have a executable file name as safe, and I think we can use this as a password or the whole thing as a password. Before that, just let me copy this whole thing. Let me keep a note of this. We got 20 points from here, and let us try to run that save file what we got from there. Let me check where was the save file. It was in we got the file. Let us run this file. Try to run this file with the password we got. The password we got, I will try to use that characters inside this. It's also showing password denied, access denied. I think again I have to run this file on my machine because most of the files are not running. So let me just copy this file also. Again I have copied this file. Let me check. We got this file, save file over here. So let us try to run this file. See, we got another point flags. Okay, so I don't know why the most of the things was not running on that machine, but this is a learning curve that you all have to face. That all the time you won't get a very easy path to execute the tasks you want to do. So most of the time you need to figure out a particular way to do the same thing but in a different manner, right? So I think we have got all the flags that was required. We have got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so we got all the flags that was required for this particular machine. We have completed this machine, and so this is how, this is a very, when I wanted to show you guys what are the things that you get to do in a particular CTF. So if you watch carefully, if you have learned that this was not a real life scenario, this was never a real life scenario, but over here what we got, that we got some basic ideas about what we can what are the different vectors, attack vectors which was present. We already got the root flag, Rajdeep. Using the high level ports, we already got the root flag over there. Okay, so this is the main reason behind playing a CTF. In CTF, we just get these flags as points. By submitting these points, the more fast we submit these flags, we get the points and we get the chance to win. But in a real life scenario, this won't happen. A real life scenario, you will just get to enumerate more things and you will get a one thing out of that. But in a CTF, as we are playing, as we are learning these things, so this is a very good thing to learn. Like suppose before this presentation I already solved this CTF challenge once, so I know where are the flags and all these things before this presentation. So what I did before this presentation, all the things was running in that particular machine, but during this presentation the files was not executing in that machine. So what I did, I copied this file. So that was a learning curve for me for this particular presentation, right? Okay, so this is the thing you need to do, and you need to practice all these things regularly to actually get into this field. I means this will be a very good thing. I will show you some resources, all the sites which I've already shown you guys. Like you can just visit this site called hackthebox.eu. So this is also a site. This is particularly a pen testing lab. This is not a CTF challenge. This is a very high level, you will get very high level box, but this is free. And also there is a site called tryhackme.com. okay, from here also you can get all the kinds of things, all the CTFs. This is a very beginner friendly CTF, and this is not my account, I am using a different laptop. So for any queries according to CTF, I am always open to playing CTFs, because I got into the field of CTF in this field of cybersecurity by playing CTF. So most of you guys might get into this field just by playing CTF, right? I know some of my friends also are getting into this field just by playing CTF. Okay, so now we have almost come into our workshop. Okay, so after finishing this workshop, I will everyone please check their emails. I will send the link to that quiz about this CTF. All the things will be related to this particular topic only, no out things. There will be around 20 to 15 questions over there, so you can attempt those things. Okay, so because we have some time left, if anyone has any questions regarding these things, you can just ask. So as we have come to the end of this workshop, what I would like to do is first of all ask you a little favor, that you can just subscribe to our channel ISOEH. We provide a very free learning videos. You got lots of videos. If you just visit our channel, go to YouTube, just write ISOEH over there, we'll get this channel. Okay, over here you can see that we have lots of video regarding new techniques. If you just see what Python, regarding Python, advanced stuff in cybersecurity, something as LNMR, these are the things what we do in red teaming methods. Live, we have different videos. We can find, just visit our page, subscribe to it, you will find all these things. Okay, so you can do this thing, like this video, share this video, and we have our, you can just visit our page, our website over here. Okay, over here you can see that all the details about our company. We can also find our alumni who are already passed out, what are the trainings we are providing. We can just click on these courses. These are all these trainings that we are providing over here. We have EC Council certifications that we are providing, because we are also EC Council accredited center. So we have got our branches in Kolkata, Siliguri and Bhubaneswar. You can, anytime you are free to visit our branches anytime you want. Okay, so by this we have come to the end of our presentation. Thank you guys for joining. So let me check if anyone has any question or not, so that I can just answer the questions. Okay. So what was a Python PTY import? Also, actually what I was trying to do over there, because we didn't have a full a very interactive cell over there, I was trying to get an interactive cell using that PTY. PTY is a basically Python module where you can use to import a proper shell like bin bash or cmd, like that. It only works basically in Linux. You won't be able to use this in using a Windows machine, right? While playing CTFs, do we need to connect to with that network first? If you are using online services like our Hack the Box or Try Hack Me, so you have to, they will give you a particular VPN connection, a VPN file. You have to connect to their network using that particular VPN file. Other than that, if you want to just get into Vulnab, you have to just download the machine. Like, you can visit this page, vulnab.com. okay, you get all these machines. So these are basically CTFs. So the machine we solved was this. This was the machine that we solved today. Okay, you can just visit this and you will get a download link. You have to just extract the file and you have to just run this file on any virtual environment you want. You can use something like virtual machine, VirtualBox, VMware, anything. Okay, other questions? Is Cubtrix or ridiculously easy on the same level? Actually, Cubtrix and ridiculously easy, I won't say that is on same level. Cubtrix is more type of a pen testing lab, not a CTF. This was a very basic CTF, because in Cubtrix, all the versions of Cubtrix, the 1, 2, 3, 4, all the Cubtrix, we get only two flags, the user level flag and the root level flag, right? Those are the things that you can prepare yourself if you are getting into any certification course, right? And if you are getting into CTF challenges, the ridiculously easy would be a very good thing to try. Okay, so privilege escalation. Yes, privilege escalation is a very good topic. I chose this particular box to skip that topic, because if I would show you that topic, that might take a very long time, and I don't know most of you are familiar with that all the types of privilege escalation or not. That's why I have chose this box, because we very easily we got the root access by just connecting to that particular port which was over there, right? So I skip that part of privilege escalation. So we can have a different video of privilege escalation after some time, or we can have a workshop on privilege escalation in this particular channel also. For that you need to just subscribe to it and follow us in Facebook and all these things, right? And term equals to xterm. Basically this term is a path variable in a bash script, bash language. So we have to define that what is the term to xterm, so that we can just use some commands like clear, exit over there. Okay, one more thing that you can do, you can just search on Google ISOEH SLG. Okay, you will find our branch which is over here in Siliguri. We can find all the things, that the Facebook page, all these things. Okay, I will ask you a small request over here, that if you like this presentation, because we are providing this presentation from our Siliguri branch, you can just visit this, search us on Google, and if you want, just review us. That would be a very good thing to do. Okay, I will be very happy if you just give us your small review over here. So thank you guys for joining with us in this workshop. This was the first time we introduced this type of workshop to a very new kind of topic. So please do subscribe to our channel, so you can get more information about our upcoming workshops, and also about the free resources that we publish every month. You can just watch, you can learn lots of things. Don't forget to just drop a review on the Google link that I have provided you. Okay, thank you guys. If you have any queries, you will get an email with my email address over there. You can just contact me directly, or you can just contact us through the number that you have provided, that we have provided. Okay, so thank you guys for joining.